Earth, a big round rock that most of it is water. It's spinning around a great big ball of fire. However, it's more space and time that we're interested in. So let's zoom in a little bit onto Earth and turn on the grid. So here you can see the equator, Tropic of Cancer, the Arctic Circle, and that's the prime meridian. Runs through London, more precisely it runs through Greenwich. And that's where you get Greenwich Mean Time from, and that's the universal time that's used throughout the whole of the world. Each one of these lines is known as the longitude. As you can see, they're all 10 degrees apart. What we're interested in, like I said, space and time. Let's talk about time zones. So the Earth is 360 degrees. And it takes 24 hours to spin to do one full revolution on its axis. And if you do 360 divided by 24, it gives you 15, which means every 15 degrees is 1 hour. So where am I going with this? Let's say you're on this line here. I need to use the time on your device to work something out, and I don't want to breach on people's privacy by using their GPS position. So I perform a calculation with the date and time on your device against the date and time at Greenwich, or the GMT time, and by performing that calculation I can work out roughly whereabouts you are on the Earth. So say you're here at 90 degrees west. If you divide 90 by 15, you get 6, which means you're 6 hours behind Greenwich Mean Time. So why do I do that? I need to perform other calculations using your date and time offset from GMT, and I plug all of that data into another calculation which works out the sidereal time, which is the position of the Earth around the Sun, and from that I can work out what sign of the Zodiac is right above you on the celestial sphere. Yep, astrology is part of Spirit Talker too. So let's zoom out. The celestial sphere is what you see when you go outside and you look up into space and you see all the stars. That's the inside of the celestial sphere. So let's have a better look at that, shall we? So here is Earth inside the celestial sphere. You can see the Sun, the Earth's orbit around the Sun. That's the axis of the Earth, which is the centre of the celestial sphere. Like Earth, see, Earth has an equator. It goes around the middle. The celestial sphere also has an equator. Okay, let's step back a bit. Imagine you're inside a big ball and you're in the middle, right in the centre. Well, that's Earth. Earth is inside this big ball, right in the centre. And on the inside of this big ball is the celestial sphere, all the stars, the planets and the constellations. So let's zoom out. So there's the celestial sphere, like a ball. Okay, let's zoom back in. And here's the equator again, inside the celestial sphere. Now, due to certain angles and orbits, we get what's known as the zodiacal band, which is this dotted line around the celestial sphere. Now, if you look at where all the planets are, they're all always around this dotted line. They don't go around the equator, they go around the zodiacal band. But also around the zodiacal band is, yep, you guessed it, signs of the zodiac. So here you have Leo, Gemini, Taurus, Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Libra. So yeah, by performing that calculation with GMT and your date and time and the position of the sun, the sidereal time, I can work out what sign of the zodiac is above you when you're using Spirit Talker. So along with all of the environmental sensors and other sensors in your phone, space and time plays a big part in it, and the sign of the zodiac that's above you. So I'm just going to let that sink in for a moment. I know what a lot of people think about Spirit Talker. Actually, it's not too dissimilar to a deck of tarot cards. With a deck of tarot cards, you have a psychic, or the person, the tarot reader, and they shuffle this deck of cards, and that's one dimension. Imagine you've got your deck of cards spread out in front of you. It's just a one dimension deck, and then you choose the cards. What we have with the Spirit Talker is essentially a much more advanced version of tarot when it gets configured or calibrated. The psychic shuffles a deck of cards. They calibrate the cards into the order of what the universe has decided to put them into. With Spirit Talker, I have a one-dimensional list of words and phrases, and the universe configures or calibrates those words into a multi-dimensional array. So the universe calibrates Spirit Talker's brain, if you like, every time you turn it on. And then, instead of it being a psychic that picks a card, it's the sensor's values in your phone that chooses a word or a phrase. And if there's an energy that manipulates those sensors, it's that energy that picks the word. It's pretty complex and pretty complicated. You know, I've told a lot of people that it's taken me 6 years of research, and you know what, it has. In fact, it's longer than that now. And a lot of people are like, oh, how do you know how to do that? Well, I worked it out, and I'm not going to tell you how I worked it out or how it does it. So I guess what you can say that I've invented is a multi-dimensional type of AI that's configured or calibrated by the universe and then controlled by energy manipulating your device sensors